with you?
That's it.
Okay.
We're right here.
All right. Oh, we're on air, aren't we? Um,
Welcome to the SFL. I'm Cameron Irvine, lead play-by-play man and commissioner of the First Football Esport League, and this extensive guide will help you find everything you need to get the full SFL experience, or the experience you want. The first step to learning more about the league is on SFL Interactive, the multimedia hub of our website. Head to simulationfl.net and click on the Interactive tab in the menu. Once you're there, create your profile and receive your first 10 points. They'll show up in the upper right-hand corner. Points can be used to pay for anything from player progression to photo galleries and so much more coming soon. On SFL Interactive, you can watch exclusive league content like behind-the-scenes footage and videos, amazing plays, and classic games. You can also watch live games every Sunday night and participate in live lotteries, which can net you more free points. Back on Discord, introduce yourself in the introductions channel to receive permissions. Tell us how you found us, who you are, and what you're interested in. From here, you can message team owners and general managers and inquire about joining the live stats, beat writing, multimedia, or broadcast teams, and hunt for your future home on the field. There are two ways to get on a team, either as an undrafted free agent or through the rookie draft. If you join in the months of April, May, October, or November, you qualify for the rookie draft right away, since rosters are locked during these months while the league wraps up seasonal competition and teams are re-signing or signing veteran players. If you join in any other month, becoming an undrafted free agent is your most likely route. Either option can net you success. If you're going into the rookie draft, a little bit of everything can go a long way in a competitive field. Make an impression by purchasing or gaining your points for player progression in advance. Earn a high chat ranking and show your desire and professionalism in the community chat rooms and in private messages with teams. Join a league staff, team, or contribute to the league's general fund. Drafts are held at the beginning of every June and December. If you're going to get scooped up as an undrafted free agent, your chat ranking determines what type of opportunities you could have. To find out if there are any recent openings on teams, check the player openings section of Discord. If all rosters are full, don't be discouraged. Opportunities come up all the time, and it may just be the perfect fit to start your career. Every offseason, you're able to start completely from scratch if you want, or you can negotiate a new deal with your current team or a different squad. Games are broadcast Sundays through Tuesdays on our SFL networks on Twitch, YouTube, and Fuel. While you're subscribing to those feeds, make sure to like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, and give us some love on Instagram. If you need or want to talk to league staff, we're always listed in gold at the top right of the member list in Discord when we're online, and we'll always try to assist you or make time for you as best we can. That's the Simulation Football League, and that's just the start. Thanks for being here to make an impact. I can't wait to call your name.
Intercepted and returning it back the other way is Jack Burton, and Carolina has a touchdown on a pick six.
Spins out of a sack, throws it to the back of the end zone. He's got his man. Touchdown.
So they're like, oh, well, we need real players. Like, oh, okay. So you need a quarterback? Sure.
He's up to the 30. He's gone, baby. My goodness. Somebody cool off that man's feet because they're on fire.
He will throw. King wants it all now, and it's caught! Oh! Touchdown, Chicago!
Unbelievable play! That's got to be number one this week, and we just got started.
People like immersing themselves and all the buildup that goes in, and with that,
This is going to explode big time.
The SFL Network on Twitch welcomes you to the following presentation of the Simulation Football League.
Azteca is the location of the first game of week 3 is the occasion. Welcome everybody to the Simulation Football League, also streaming live from the SFL convention in the great city of Atlanta. I am your play-by-play commentator, Michael Turillo, joined live and in person by Lamont Mercer. Lamont, it's good to be here.
It's great to be here. We're going to have a great game.
These two teams come in both at 1-1. Both won their games last week. And coming in, it's going to be a battle of the Mexico City offense against the Vancouver defense.
Yeah, they had 4 takeaways last week. Vancouver did, and they're going to be really tough to beat defensively.
It's going to be on Ray Bentley, Mike Dagg, Matt Wilson, and the rest of the offense of Mexico City to get their team for a win today. We're down to the field for the coin toss. Captain out there. Schultz. Vancouver will get the ball first here. 10 seconds for Nation identification. This is the SFL on Twitch. We are just about ready to go and kick day 2 of the convention off in style. 2 West Coast teams playing early on in the day, but Cole Varner has the ball on the tee. He's got his hand in the air, and it's game on from Estadio Azteca. 5 yards deep in the end zone. The ball is right out to the 10, 15 spin move. Will take the return man, Brandon Jacobson, all the way up to the 23-yard line, and that is where Vancouver will begin their opening drive. Here is the Vancouver offense for you today. Quarterback Tom Pepper, running back Pseudo Nakai, wide receivers Brett Killian and Rich Pratchard, tight end is Craig Hearn, as Pepper starts off under center, single back behind him with 3 wide receivers. He's going to drop back to throw, dump the pass over the middle, and it's caught, and give 5 yards to Craig Hearn.
That's something they're going to really need this week, is those short passes to get going. Just take time off the clock and just tire out that Mexico City defense.
Speaking of the Mexico City defense, their safeties are Pablo Zamora and Jeffrey Daggs. Their corners are Han Tiyumi and Fran Ogawa. Their linebacker is Nick Daggs, and on the defensive line, it's Guapo Esteban. Here is Pepper on 2nd and 5, goes over the middle into coverage, and it's incomplete. It was again intended for Craig Hearn.
And that time he just got decked over the middle there. Looked like he just took 1 second too long to throw the ball. And those are the differences between a completed pass and what just happened there.
Now 3rd and 5, and we've seen 3rd down conversions throughout all teams this year be very, very important, especially ones in manageable down and distance like we have right now. Power formation from Vancouver, 3 running backs behind Pepper. Pepper is going to throw an out route to the far side, and running through, and to a first down up to the 40-yard line. Pseudo Nakai gets his first touch of the game and gets a first down.
He did it all by himself right there because the blocker just didn't get there in time. He hit him with that spin move and put him in the cycle right there for first down.
Pseudo spin, yells the crowd, and pseudo spin he does. I formation, no wide receivers on 1st and 10 for the Vancouver 39. Just over a minute and a half gone in the ball game. Pepper under center, and he'll take the snap, drop back to pass, flare it out. Here's Nakai with blockers in front of him, and he's going to get another first down, and more, and he's going to be pushed out of bounds inside Mexico City territory, a gain of 13 yards.
So on his first catch, he showed us a little bit of finesse. There we saw a little bit of the power there. Just lowered his shoulder and just put it right into his chest for the first down.
Mexico City's defense trying to figure out how to stop the swing pass so far on this opening drive, and that's really up to the corners and the linebackers. Now here's 3 wide receivers in a bunch formation to the left on 1st and 10 for the Mexico City 47. Pepper floats it over the middle. There's a catch, and it's going to be a first down, 10 yards, and a little bit more. Craig Hearn has another catch on this opening drive.
And right now we're just seeing the efficiency of this Vancouver offense. Like what was mentioned earlier in the game, this is what they're really going to need to do. Just drain the clock, just weaken them up, soften up the defense, and just try to drive downfield.
It's been the Craig Hearn show so far on this opening possession for Vancouver. Offset I, 2 receivers right, 9 minutes flat to go in the first quarter. Here's Nakai on a run play, and he's stuffed at the line of scrimmage. Good play there from the Mexico City defense. That's Daniel Garcia, the outside linebacker, on the run blitz.
Not only that, you also saw Guapo Esteban just push that pile there, made sure that he was able to get through to tackle him.
2nd and 10, 8:35 and counting. Linebackers press up. Here's another run for Nakai. He's going to run around the outside. He's going to get blockers, and he almost gets away. He picks up 11 yards in a first down, and a heroic tackle on the outside to save a potential touchdown for Mexico City. Pseudo Nakai finally got a run together.
And just look at it again right there. Look at that guy miss right there. That was silly. That right there is running back vision on display. It looked like he was about to get tackled in the backfield there. Ambled along and got the first down somehow.
Moises Avila swings and misses at nothing as Nakai runs straight by him, and now they're all the way down to the Mexico City 27-yard line. Pepper will drop back to pass. He's got plenty of time, throws, and it's incomplete, knocked away. Han Tiyumi was there in press coverage.
For a second, it looked like the ball was going to go right over his head. We just knocked the ball away with one arm up.
first target of Rich Pratchard today. He's going to have to be a efficient machine out there on the wide receiver if they're going to be competitive in today's game. Now 2nd and 10. Again, we see the linebackers pressing up for Mexico City. Oh, they jump off sides. Free play for Pepper and company, and Pepper's going to throw short. He's going to get no yards on the play, but they're going to get 5 free ones due to the offsides from Enrique El Patron.
Yeah, that right there is just, I mean, you need to have more discipline at the beginning of the game like that. You understand that you're feigning the blitz there. You're not actually blitzing. You need to know that sometimes they're only just moving up. That doesn't mean they're about to go. And he didn't understand that. He just went and cost them 5 yards.
Now another chance for Vancouver on 2nd down. This time 2nd down and 5. 4 wide receivers, 3 in a bunch to the near side left, 1 to the far side right of the field. 7:21 and counting to go first quarter. Here is Pepper back to throw, 3-step drop, throws it over the middle, and it's caught through tight coverage. Fantastic catch, and it's Rich Pratchard makes his first catch of the game.
Pretty similar to the first incompletion and the play to that same side, but this time over the head of the defender into the hands of Rich Pratchard.
Tiumi was there, but the pass was too good from Tom Pepper. 1st down and 10 inside the SFL red zone for the first time today at the 14-yard line. Just over 7 minutes to play in a scoreless game, and Sudo Nakai is wrapped up in the backfield and dropped for a loss of 4. As straight through the offensive line goes Dorian Lopez.
If we get another look at that, it looked like the whole defensive line just absolutely dominated and decimated that line there. They just pushed right through and got to him easy as you like. Just cut through them like butter.
Well, it's still 7 a.m. at Mexico City. The defense offensive line hasn't quite woken up yet. We can give them that one. 6:34 now, 2nd down and 14. Pepper going to throw to the end zone, and he's caught! Tapping the toes at the 3-yard line is Brett Killian, and now every Vancouver wide receiver has made a catch on the opening drive.
Well, let's just look at it again. Let's see if he stayed in before Mexico. No. Oh, that might be a challenge. We'll see if they're going to throw the flag here. I don't see it yet.
Now Mexico City not going to pull the challenge flag, and it's going to be 1st and goal at the 3. Offset eye. Shooter Nakai dots it. Nakai, right side handoff, float up in the backfield as the offensive line again goes out to breakfast, and Esteban makes a tackle.
There you go. It's Wapo Esteban right here. Right through, unblocked.
6'7", 312 pounds, the undrafted rookie defensive lineman, and he makes a big tackle for loss, and now it's 2nd and goal at the 7, and now Pepper might want to think about throwing this one. This has been a very long drive for the Vancouver Legion to begin the game. Almost 6 minutes and counting on it. Pepper in the gun. He's going to drop back to pass. Throw to the near side. Caught by Killian, and he's going to momentum spin out of bounds at the 3-yard line and gets back to the original line of scrimmage.
There is one issue I have with this initial script that this offense is running. When you get to the red zone, you now come into the problem where you run out of space, and now you have to expect your receivers to be able to run upfield. And there's not a lot of field to run anymore.
They're back in the power formation. Here is a throw from Pepper. He's going to toss it out to the guy who has a running lane, and he's going to go into the end zone. Put it on the board. Sudo Nakai opens the scoring for Vancouver.
On that swinging gate pass, once again, Sudo Nakai, easy as you like, walks into the end zone. Just look at it again. Right here, all by himself. Yards of space into the end zone.
Mexico City defense could not stop the Vancouver offense in the passing game, couldn't stop them in the running game, and they score 6, possibly 7, if Ramon Redkowski can get the extra point up and through. And the extra point is good with 5:32 to go in the first quarter. It's Vancouver 7, Mexico City nothing, but they will get a chance on offense for the first time coming up next. Grabowski gets set to kick it off from his own 30-yard line and give Hall of Famer Matt Wilson and newly minted Hall of Famer Ray Bentley a chance to tie this game up in the first quarter. Kick is away from the 30-yard line. As you see in the top left-hand corner of your screen, you've got the great crowd at SFL Convention going on, and the return by Jeffrey Daggs is out to the 32-yard line. Here are your starters for Mexico City on offense. Quarterback Matt Wilson, running back Ray Bentley, wide receivers K.L. Barrett and Richard Montague, and the tight end is Mike Daggs. They'll line up from the 32-yard line with 5 minutes and 28 seconds to go in the first quarter, trailing 7-0. Let's see if they can get it done on their first offensive possession. Wilson under center, 5-step drop, and he's got pressure in his face, floats the ball out to the far side. That pass is caught by K.L. Barrett for 8 yards.
Speaking of the Vancouver coaching staff prior to the game, they really want to focus on stopping those quick outs. And what you see right there is with receivers like K.L. Barrett and Richard Montague, that might be a tough task.
Yeah, we were talking to Andy Hamilton before the broadcast, and he's like, we need to stop Ray Bentley, and we need to stop the short passes over the middle. And, you know, right there, they didn't stop it the first time. Let's see if the second verse is the same as the first. 2nd down and 2. Here's a handoff. Bentley, and he's got nowhere to go, and he's still on his feet, and this time he's going to lose 2 yards.
And that's what you really like to see as a defense right there. You see how they forced him inside, they pushed the contain, they made sure that the runner could not go to the outside. He only had one place to go, and that was backwards.
Here is the Vancouver defense. Safeties Mark Lopez and Gus Schultz. Corners Kyler Murray and Monica Naka. Linebacker Caden Carter. I'll get to the rest of it after the play. Wilson over the middle, almost intercepted as Caden Carter knocked the ball down, and it's going to be a 3-and-out for Mexico City. Here's the rest of their defense. Linebacker Caden Carter just made that play on the defensive line. It's Zig Washington and Kevin Brackett. Levant, this is a Vancouver defense that's stacked with star talents, and they showed their efficiency right there in not letting Mexico City convert on a 2nd down and 2.
Well, not only that, but they have dangerous weapons in both Mark Lopez and Gus Schultz, who made up most of the interceptions that were on this team last season. And they almost blocked a punt here.
Yeah, punt is away from Alex Lopez. And Vancouver is going to get a second drive. They'll start from their own 27. The Vancouver game plan working to a T so far, but we're only through about 3/4 of a quarter. 4:33 left to go in the first quarter of this one. Michael Trillo, Levant Irvine live from the SFL Convention in Atlanta. First game of the day. Glad you are all tuning in across the world, wherever you are. We've got this international matchup for you as Pepper throws Chunikai out of the backfield, and he's going to be dropped for a gain of only 1 as Pablo Zamora was there to make the tackle.
Well, they had forced the issue right there on defense, putting pressure in the quarterback's face, but with the type of offense Vancouver's trying to run today, there's not a lot of time to get to the backfield to get to the quarterback.
And the only real rushing threat is Guapo Esteban, and probably Mexico City's going to attain more of their assets deep as Nakai gets the ball at the middle and gets 3 yards. It's going to be 3rd down and 6 coming up as Sudo a little bit slow to get to his feet. And the clock continues to run, and it appears that Vancouver's main strategy is hold the ball, run the clock out, and score some points along the way.
Well, Tom Pepper's been regarded as a bit of a game
Pepper
manager.
over the middle. Caught! Oh, it's dropped! Brett Killian had the ball in his hands, and the defense popped it loose, and it's going to be a punt upcoming for Vancouver. Jess Johnston will do the punting for the Legion. And that was almost a catch. Killian had the ball in his grasp there.
Yeah, he did, but that's one issue with those quick attack passes there, is that there's not a lot of time to get the ball out, and sometimes you take 1 second too long to get it out of your hands, and that makes the difference.
Punt away from inside his own 20-yard line. Here's Jeffrey Daggs, and he's going to go nowhere. They're going to start from the exact same position they started their last drive, Mexico City, at their own 32. Mexico City wearing green helmets, green jerseys, white pants, and red and green trim, as they are wont to do in early season home games. Vancouver Legion, their royal blue helmets and white everything else except numbers and the silver and gold trim down the sides. Wilson under center, Bentley behind him. He's going to throw out to Bentley, and Bentley's going to lose a yard as his momentum took him out of bounds.
Took him out of bounds, took a player down with him. He needs to know where he's going with that ball there.
I think Wilson led him a little bit too far, though. He didn't have much room to turn upfield, and there was a bunch of white jerseys there even if he was able to turn. So that play was probably not going to go very far from the beginning. Here's second down at 11, 4 wide, 2 to each side for Mexico City. 3:08 to go, first quarter. Wilson, two-step drop over the middle, and Richard Montague hangs on through contact and gets 9.5 yards, barely not enough for a first down.
You have to understand, though, that Montague is a weapon. He can make miracles happen, so you have to contain him all game long.
I mean, his nickname is Miracle Montague, but this may be the time for Ray Bentley to get the first down. But no, it's going to be a throw out to Bentley in plenty of space. Blockers in front of him. He's going to cross the 50-yard line, make the spin, and get all the way inside Vancouver territory to the 46-yard line.
Had a little bit of a juke move there. That's not something you often see from Bentley. He usually likes to power through, but look at him again right here. Just whoop. Still got tackled by him, though.
Yeah, the defender wasn't fooled. That's Mark Lopez. But this is, we saw right there what the first play of the drive was meant to look like. And Ray Bentley picks up the first down, and Mexico City continues their drive inside Vancouver territory for the first time tonight. Well, this morning, I should say, at the Vancouver 46. Handoff, Bentley up the middle, and he's going to muscle his way for 2 yards. Good stop by the defense, and Lopez on the safety blitz will pick up the tackle.
They're probably going to send at least one of these safeties on a blitz every time to try to contain Bentley. That's one of the things that we've heard from the coaching staff earlier today, is that they also want to get some blitzes going and rushing.
Wilson back to pass. Over the middle, caught, and it's going to be going to make it 5 yards. My math is a little off, but that's another crossing pattern to Richard Montague. But that's exactly what Vancouver wanted to stop coming into the game.
Right. They're trying to force Mexico City to beat them deep. They're like, that's all they're going to just force them to make that their only option.
Well, right now, they've stopped him once and then haven't stopped him a second time. Wilson down the field, caught and running free down to the 5, inside the 5, down to the 4-yard line. It's Jaime Hernandez.
Well, that's what thing that we were talking about. But like, they have to beat them deep, and that right there, when you miss your assignment right there, that's what's gonna happen.
Mike tags in the crowd wondering why he didn't make that catch. But now they've got another chance at it from the 4-yard line. So Vancouver converted inside the red zone. It's time for Mexico City to answer.
They have many weapons on this offense to be able to do it. We'll see who they choose.
Bentley up the middle, nowhere to go as he's tackled right at the line of scrimmage.
One of the changes on this Vancouver defense that weren't there last season is having more presence on the defensive line, and that right there, Zig Washington came in on that tackle.
Zig Washington made the tackle. They're going to be second down and goal from the 4. 30 seconds and counting to go first quarter as the opening frame winds down. It's going to be a swing to Bentley, wide open, put it on the board. Ray Bentley walks in untouched. Each running back has a touchdown, and we're tied.
Literally the same way that Vancouver scored on the last drive, Mexico City comes right back at him with the same stuff. No one around Bentley. Easy as you like walks into the end zone like a walk in a park.
Did you see offensive tackle Daniel Martinez almost in the end zone to make a block down the field? That is amazing. Everybody on this Mexico City offense getting involved early, and we have an extra point away from being a tie game as Cole Varner lines up the point after. Varner puts it up and through, and it's 7-7 with under a minute to go in the first quarter. This is the SFL presented by APM Music on Twitch and live from the SFL convention in Atlanta, Georgia. Stay with us. So Lamont, we're back to where we started, even Stevens, and we're just about through one quarter. Impressions so far?
This is like the feeling out period of a boxing match, kind of. Both teams have been, you know, just going with easy, efficient passes. Ooh, well, that was a good shot right there. But generally they've been very efficient on offense, both teams. They've just not really tested the waters too deeply yet.
Brandon Jacobson returns to the Vancouver 20-yard line. And now with 18 seconds to go in the first, they'll spread out 3 receivers wide, 2 to the left, 1 to the right, Pepper under center. Pepper hands to Nakai, right up the middle, big hole, and a block and a spin move, and he gets a first down, 11 yards up to the Vancouver 31, and he was 1 move away from potentially going all the way.
That's been the case with him all day so far. Just look at this again. Doesn't even wait for his blocker. He finally does get this block, but look right here. Swoop! The pseudo spin that the fans have been wanting to see is on display again today.
Potential touchdown saving tackle from Pablo Zamora, and that's the end of the opening frame. Vancouver 7, Mexico City 7. The crowd is excited here at the SFL convention. We've got 3 more quarters and possibly more of action coming your way. Stay with us. Welcome back to Estadio Azteca in Mexico City, where the hometown Aztecs and the visiting Vancouver Legion are tied in the first game of the day here. It's an early morning, but a good morning for football, as Tom Pepper on 1st and 10 will wait, throw down to Pseudo Nakai. He's got some room to run. He's going to break a tackle and get 11 yards and a first down.
Well, that's something that this offense hasn't really had in a long time, is a running back that they could really rely on so far. Pseudo Nakai looks to be the man for Vancouver.
And, you know, in the first quarter, Pseudo Nakai did score his first ever touchdown in the SFL. So congratulations to Pseudo, and hopefully many more to come, as he's 5 for 5 on receptions so far today. He's been a threat in the passing game as well. Pepper going to throw to the far side of the field. Tipped and intercepted! Deflected into the hands of Jeffrey Daggs in Mexico City. Takes the ball away.
Just look at it again right here. Daggs reads that both receivers ran into each other and just poked the ball loose and grabbed it, took it away.
Hans Hayumi knocked it up, and Jeffrey Daggs hauled it down. And that might have been a highlight reel catch, as he put himself in the spin cycle and made the interception to put Matt Wilson and company back on the field at their own 43-yard line. Under a minute into the second quarter, Wilson hit as he throws, gets it out to Bentley, who gets back to the line of scrimmage, but no more.
This time they had a linebacker in the flat, able to track down and seek and destroy their...
Well, we've got the Metallica references out already. It's only the second quarter. It's also only 10 in the morning. We're firing all cylinders here in the broadcast booth. Here's Wilson again, pressured over the middle, almost intercepted. In and out of the hands of the defender. And
Yeah.
Vancouver misses a golden opportunity to take the ball right back.
Yeah. And the fans are asking for Caden Carter to be cut just because he dropped balls. I wouldn't be a linebacker if I get cut for dropping interceptions.
Lively crowd here. For second time casting with a lively crowd. Last year at the convention was my first time. 3-man front. Wilson going deep. One-on-one coverage. It's knocked up into the air and incomplete. It was intended for Richard Montague, and Mexico City doesn't do anything with their interception. They're going to go 3 and out, and Vancouver can wipe a little bit of sweat off their brow and get back on the offensive grind.
Yeah, that's what this defense really wanted to focus on today. Make them try to throw it deep and test this dangerous secondary.
Alex Lopez back on to do the punting from his own 30-yard line, and very close to being blocked. And Vancouver will get the ball at their own 23-yard line after Jeffrey Daggs makes the tackle. 9:55 to go, second quarter. And Vancouver will attempt their second drive of the second quarter after an interception ended their first one prematurely. We've got people in the chat watching from all over the place. Crash Combs, Blackstar 1014, David Nightwings, Dags 83. Dags 83 is right in front of me and is also in the chat. I formation for Vancouver. Here's a handoff to Nakai, makes one man miss and then gets 4 yards on the cutback. We thank everybody watching us around the world for tuning in on such an interesting broadcast schedule we have here today. We always appreciate you tuning in all season long. Tom Pepper, you see his updated numbers. 83 yards, 1 touchdown to his credit, looking for another one on this drive with under 9.5 minutes to go in the first quarter. He's going to throw deep down the middle, and it's almost intercepted again. Pablo Zamora was there, and it's going to be 3rd and 6.
As they sent the blitz there that time, they had everything covered. They had every blocker on every blitzer, but he had all time to throw, and he still made that decision he made. I don't get it.
Well, he saw the receiver running free behind the defense, and he just didn't put enough air under it to get the ball down the field. Here's 3rd down and 6 now. Clutch down for Vancouver on their own side of the field. He's going to underhand it. Oh, what a throw in traffic and caught. And Vancouver's going to get a first down, courtesy of Kyle Collins, the wide receiver.
That's his first catch today, and what a key there on 3rd down. They're seeing how Tom Pepper gets all of his receivers involved.
Spreading the ball around, making sure the defense doesn't know which way they're going to throw the ball. This time throws to the far side to Killian, and Killian will tap the toes and get 3 yards and stop the clock with 8:53 to go in the second.
It just seems to be how Vancouver wants to play today. Just nickel and dime, 3 here, 4 there, 2 elsewhere, and just drain this defensive stamina.
They're doing a pretty decent job of it so far. The majority of the possession has been with the Legion on the road. Power formation on 2nd and 7 with 3 behind Pepper, but he's going to throw out to Nakai, and the the offensive line lets him down as Nakai goes down for a loss of 4. They lose all the yards they gained on 1st down, and now they're facing a 3rd and 10.
Well, just look at Antayumi right here. Just like a heat-seeking missile there. He just spied that running back and just took him down.
That was a really intelligent play by Tayumi as well. He almost knew what the offense was going to do before they did it. He was in the right place to make a play. Now on 3rd and 10, down the middle, and it's caught for a first down. Clutch throw and clutch catch. Vancouver moves the chains. Rich Pratchard picks up another catch. He's got 2 today.
Just look at it again right here. Pepper just sees him open and just gets it to his man. Nothing better than that.
Pepper is one of the best quarterbacks in the league at doing this. Threading the needle, knowing when receivers are between coverages, when they're between the linebackers and the corners and the safeties, and putting the ball right where it needs to be to get big yardage on plays down the field. Here's 1st and 10 from right on the 50-yard line. Here's Shooter Nakai. He's got a blocker. He's got to lay down the right-hand side of the field. And he's going to go deep into Mexico City territory all the way down to the 29-yard line. And Shooter Nakai, he's been running hard, both in the pass game and in the run game today. And that's his longest run of the night, and he deserves it. He's been running hard between the tackles.
Not only that, but there's 2 key blocks that sealed off the edge, 2 pancakes, and I haven't had breakfast yet.
Well, Mexico City hopes there are not any more pancakes for breakfast on tap for them today. Here's a throw in the middle. 3 receivers were wide open in the middle, and it's 15 yards and a 1st down, all the way down to the Mexico City 15. It's Pratchett, another catch.
And they keep just dinking and dunking on this defense that keeps trying to drop deep. They're right there. Once again, you just see 5 members of the secondary back deep. 3 wide receivers there were wide open on that play. He could have taken his pick of any of them.
He had the pick of the bunch, and he went for the one that got him 15 yards, and now back inside the red zone for the 2nd time today at the 15. This has been a remarkably efficient drive for the Canadian team. Now at 6:50 to go and counting. Here's Pepper with 3 receivers left. He's got plenty of time to throw over the middle. Caught inside the 5 and down to the 3. Brett Killian was again wide open across the middle.
That right there, as soon as he cut, Pepper had the ball out. He's been really efficient with exactly when he decides to throw the ball.
This is Shooter Nakai territory again, and they're in the formation for it. 1st and goal at the 3. Pepper gonna throw to Nakai, and Nakai is gonna try and get around the outside, and he's tackled right at the line of scrimmage. Could not get around the defender. Nick Daggs was there from the linebacker spot to bring down Nakai. 2nd down and 3 now.
Yeah, he's more of a box-to-box midfielder now, having moved from safety to linebacker, and he's still got that safety speed.
Pepper, 5-step drops, throws to the end zone, knocked away. Fantastic coverage from Fran Ogawa on Pratchard. There was really no window open there. Pepper tried to force something and was lucky it didn't get intercepted.
Well, when you have 5 members of the secondary in this level of the field, you just know there's not going to be many places to throw the ball.
Now 3rd and goal. Pepper. He's going to be sacked back at the 10. No one was open as they get 3 plays inside the 5, and Nakai touches the ball once as it's on a pass. And they're going to come up empty in the red zone. They're going to have to settle for 3.
He just looked like he just stared down the tackler. He didn't make any attempt to evade. He just stood there, kind of looked at him, and just took the sack like he just knew what was going to happen.
The Mexico City front line finally gets to the Vancouver offensive line. Pepper goes down, and here is the kick up and right down Main Street. Vancouver will take the lead, but it is 10-3. 5:07 to go, 2nd quarter. This is the SFL presented by APM Music on Twitch, not YouTube, Twitch today. Stay with us. We got the Cam making it Cam for a second making an appearance on our live screen of the audience here at the SFL convention. They're doing a great job. They're doing a fantastic job, and another fantastic return by Daggs out to the 31-yard line for Mexico City to start their next drive. And people in the chat saying, yes, they can definitely hear the crowd when it gets loud on big plays. So keep it up, crowd. You're doing fantastic. It's not just you, Andy. 4 wide for Matt Wilson on 1st and 10 from his own 31, going right to left across your screens in this 2nd quarter. Wilson going to drop back, throw over the middle. That pass is caught for potentially 1st down yardage. Yes, it will be. Just about 1st down yardage. And Mike Daggs picks up his first catch of the game, and I'm pretty much obligated to say it at this point. Tight ends matter when Mike Daggs makes a catch.
We say it every day, we say it every week, we say it every year. This league has been more and more apt to throwing the ball to these tight ends. Teams seem to have one or two on their roster every season now. They're just been more and more the focal points of these offenses.
Here's Bentley. Oh, room to run. He breaks a tackle, and he's got the speed. Oh, and he breaks another tackle across the 30, down the sideline, 20, 15. Oh, and he's stopped before he could reach the 10, but he's down to the 13-yard line, and Ray Bentley, MVP Hall of Famer, shows his muscle and makes his way inside the red zone.
What's up, he says, as he shows his muscle right here, just shrugs off a defender, goes right down the field for a big gain.
2 broken tackles from Bentley, and it took Russ Snow, the outside linebacker, that eventually ran him down to the 13. Now Mexico City's going to get their second chance inside the red zone. Here's Wilson, going to throw out, and he's got a man down to the toe, and he breaks a tackle and walks into the end zone. Put it on the board. Touchdown, Mexico City. Ray Bentley's got juice, and that's 69 touchdowns for the man,
Nice!
the legend.
Absolutely nice! Once again, Bentley does it.
Kyler Murray was there trying to stop him, but no one was stopping Ray Bentley from getting into the end zone this time as Mexico City takes the lead at home for the first time in the game. It's 13, potentially 14-7 after Cole Varner attempts the extra point. And it's 14-10, not 14-7. I correct myself that time. And Mexico City does take the lead, though, Aztecs out in front 14-10. This is the SFL, presented by APM Music on Twitch. Stay with us.
Before the game, they said Vancouver said they needed to contain Bentley, and that's exactly why they needed to. He's able to make plays, and big moments, and that's why Mexico City's ahead.
And even when you game plan for Bentley like Vancouver is obviously doing this, sometimes it's just hard to stop him, as you saw in the last drive. A big run to set up the red zone offense, and then a catch out of the backfield to set up the touchdown. People are asking for a Ray versus Andy steel chair match in the chat. I don't think that's going to happen.
Join us after this for Hell in the Cell.
First and 10 for Vancouver at their own 21. Pepper deep drop to the throw to Nakai. The ball bounces off his hands, incomplete. It's going to be second down and 10.
Well, he's been sure-handed earlier in this game, but that time just slipped right off his fingertip.
The ball was a bit behind him. It was over the shoulder. Tough catch for a running back who usually doesn't make those kind of catches. He wants the ball to be handed to him.
Well, not only that, but he was also ambling towards the sideline, so you also have to keep track of where your feet are.
Second down and 10. 4 minutes, 13 seconds to go in the first quarter. Here's Zuno Nakai getting the handoff, and he's going to break one tackle and then be tackled by the second man through. We have an injury report for David Jr. Leg cramp may return. Third down and 9. Pepper back to throw over the middle, and it's caught by Killian. He robbed it out of the air. It looked for all the world like it was going to be an interception, but Killian comes down with it and extends the drive.
That's the way to battle right there by the wide receiver. Look at it again. Killian just pass was a little low, but he fought for it and got that tough yardage.
He showed Jeffrey Daggs the ball and then took it away from him. Brett Killian makes a big catch to extend the drive. Vancouver continues at their own 36-yard line. Under 3.5 minutes now to go, and a 14-10 Mexico City lead. Pepper, pressure, throws down the field, caught and fumbled the ball. It's picked up by Mexico City, and they're going to run it the other way. Fran Ogawa picks up a fumble on the catch.
I actually do not believe that was a completed catch. Let's look at it again right here. Let's look where One step, two step. Is
Oh,
that the
that's-
second step?
That's very close.
It's very close to being the second step. You know he has to move at least 3 steps for that to count, so we'll look at it again.
And the challenge.
going to
to
challenge-
a roar from the crowd here at the convention. Craig Hearn took 2 steps, but I mean, even if this stands, it was a terrific play by Hearn to get up and then make the tackle to prevent a possibly return from that. But we're gonna get another couple of looks at it here. Let's see, 1, 2. That's very close.
That's
very, very close.
You have to know whether he came down with possession of the ball for long enough before it was
All right,
stripped.
let's see. R62, what's the word? Ew, and Andy Hamilton celebrates as Vancouver will maintain possession. The crazy play is reversed. And it will go down in the scorebook as an incompletion.
Well, you can't get it all. You can't also have the yards back, too. So, I mean, they're just going to have to do it from the 36.
Now, on 2nd and 10, over the middle, incomplete, intended for Killian. He was tripped up before he got there. It's going to be 3rd and 10.
There have been a bit of clamors for defensive pass interference there, but they've been ignored. Seems like Killian tripped over his own shoelace instead.
Well, pass interference, even in this league, is rarely called. I've been in the league. This is my 5th season? 5th season calling games, 6th season in the league. I've only seen it called maybe a dozen or so times over those seasons. So hesitant to throw the flag on pass interference. Here's Pepper out to Nakai. A lot of work to do. Can he do it? One spin move, and he can't get around the second defender. He got 5 of the 10 required, but it's going to have to be a punt for the Legion.
Oh, you can't do it all by yourself, and there's one thing I have been seeing from Nakai is sometimes he doesn't let his blockers lead in front of him.
Punt away, 2:36 to go. Jeffrey Daggs brought down at his own 20-yard line by a pair of Vancouver defenders, and that's where Mexico City will get the ball back. Mexico City, their drives have been short. They've either turned the ball over or, had a 3-and-out or had a 2-play scoring drive covering 75 yards. There's pretty much nothing in between right now.
That might be the case for the rest of the game, too. It's either you take an inch or you take a mile. Last time they took the mile.
1st and 10, here's the handoff was interrupted as the defensive line was already in the backfield. Ray Bentley couldn't even have time to get the ball. Is that going to go down as a sack on Matt Wilson?
That will actually still count as a sack because he's still in the act of dropping back, even if it's a handoff.
That was Gus Schultz on the safety blitz. Will get credited for the sack. Wilson moves in the pocket and throws the ball away before he goes down, and it's immediately 3rd down and 12 after 2 plays.
They're actually getting a lot of pressure up that middle. They're going to have to, Mexico City's going to have to give the center a little more support, probably make sure that the guards push in and pinch the line more.
Zig Washington and Kevin Brackett doing a lot of work on the defensive line, but right now there's only 3 of them down there on 3rd and 12. They're going to make Wilson beat him with his arm as Bentley is not on the field. Wilson throwing deep, and it's caught, maybe? No, yes, it's caught! Hauled in at the 38-yard line, and Kyler Murray was there.
Just look at it again right here.
Richard Montague made the catch. That angle was not very good. One of his legs was below the screen. We do not know if it hit the turf. Andy Hamilton crying for it to be out of bounds. We've hit the 2-minute warning here in the first half. It's been wild. It's been crazy. It's been hype crowd here at the SFL convention. Two minutes of madness to go before we can take a little bit of a break here at halftime. Mexico City driving to potentially extend their lead by the half. Wilson down the field, intercepted! He overthrew the receiver, now running back the other way. Inside Mexico City territory, Kyler Murray makes the catch and runs back the other way, and now it's Vancouver with 3 timeouts and a chance to take the lead back before the half.
No, what's surprising last season is that he only had 1 last season, and now he's doubled that count with 2 this season right there, and just right at him. The ball was thrown right at him pretty much. It was overthrown, he oversold the receiver, and right into the safe hands of Kyler Murray.
Now Tom Pepper, Shooter Takai, and the rest of the Vancouver offense have a chance to potentially take the lead into the half on the road in Estadio Azteca, a hostile environment. Very difficult to win there if your name is not the Mexico City Aztecs. Pepper hit as he throws, and he throws it away out of bounds.
What's actually interesting about this is that he was known as a player that would almost always take every sack. You know, he's had over 90 sacks, and taken 90 sacks in his career. And that's actually great poise by the quarterback to finally throw it away.
2nd down and 10 inside Mexico City territory at the 41. Pepper, 7-step drop throws to the near side. That pass is caught for 5 yards by Pratchard. And now we'll have the entire playbook to work with on 3rd and 5. Do a Tony Romo here for me, Levant. What do you think they're going to go with here on 3rd down?
They're going to do a swing pass, left side to Shooter Takai.
It's worked before. It may work again. 3rd and 5.
Doesn't look like
potential 4-down territory here with 3 timeouts and under 2 minutes to go. Pepper looking. Steps up, throws over the middle, caught for a first. Oh no! They didn't give him the forward progress. He's short by inches. The ball was caught by Brandon Jacobson, and he ran the wrong way, and they didn't give him forward progress.
He's asking us what happened there, but he knows that his receivers tend to get robbed on plays like that. And there it is again, the wide receiver curse.
4th and inches. Will they go for it? Will they go for it? And it looks like they will do the hard count and call the timeout.
Wow.
Are they even in field goal range here at their own at the Mexico City 31? It would be a long one.
Well, they haven't really put too much investment in their kicker this season. They cut the one that they cut Finch last season. I do not really believe they're in range here. I think they're going to have to go for it.
Go for it or punt. The kicker is on the field. Ramon Rabowski is going to set up to try a 46 or 7-yarder. This is probably the very edge of his range, and to put Vancouver within 1 with a minute to go in the half. High snap is down. Kick is on the way, and right down Main Street, officially 48 yards, and Vancouver lowers the gap to 1.
That's still one of the things here for Vancouver that has been working for them all day, is just driving down the field methodically, draining the clock. But now they really need to start ending these drives with 7 points instead of 3 going into the second half.
Yeah, but they've also proved that they can stop Mexico City's offense on most occasions. They've only had 2 successful drives that have lasted more than about 5 plays. So Jeffrey Daggs takes it out to the 31. Good return by him. Now Mexico City has 52 seconds and 3 timeouts. I think they're probably just going to try and run a 2-minute offense, maybe get into field goal range and restore the 4-point advantage.
I actually feel like they're just going to go into the Bronze Bombers' best style and just go chuck downfield to Mike Daggs.
May be true, but when you've got a leg like Cole Varner on your team, all you need to do is get to about the 35-yard line, and you're probably good. Wilson Out to Bentley. Boom to run. He tried to spin past Murray, and Murray was having none of that. He brought him down. Only a gain of 5. Stays in bounds. Clock continues to run 40 seconds. Remember, 3 timeouts for the Aztecs. Wilson to Bentley again. This time the spin move doesn't work. Kyler Murray, 2 straight tackles on the same play, and now Mexico City calls a timeout.
Well, at this down and distance, they have the entire playbook open to them. They might just give it off to Bentley.
Good on Kyler Murray, though. Bentley is not an easy man to stop at the best of times. And he stopped him on the same play on 2 consecutive plays, plus the spin move. Here's 3rd and 4. Big play for Mexico City. They lead by 1 with 33 seconds to go in the first half. Bentley up the middle, and he's going to be stopped short. The spin move took him past the line, but he did not get that far. The crowd is calling for the Legion to take a timeout as Mana Kanaka actually made the tackle on Bentley.
That time, Wilson needed to count the amount of hats on the line. There were more than 10 players in the box. You know, when that happens, you might have to kill the play and go to something else.
Yeah, Vancouver looks content to take it to the locker room, down 1. And that'll be the end of the first half. A competitive first half, a fantastic first half full of action. It's your score. Aztecs 14, Legion 13. We'll be back after the break. This is the Simulation Football League, live from the SFL convention on Twitch. Welcome back to Estadio Azteca in Mexico City, and also live at the SFL convention in Atlanta, Georgia. We got a great crowd out here live for the 2nd year in a row. It's been a fantastic event so far. Lots of games on tap today, all called here live on the stage. Michael Turillo, Levant Mercer behind the mics for this one. And Levant, we pretty much had everything you wanted out of a half of football in that first half.
That's just what the SFL provides. Wild games every week. We have so many things going on. We've had challenges, we've had long runs, we've had takeaways. We've had basically a great football game in our hands today so far today.
Mexico City leading Vancouver 14-13 at the break, but Vancouver's been basically dominating in every stat except the one that matters so far.
The score column. And I think for that to change, they're really going to have to start pushing more receivers downfield.
Mexico City gets the ball first to start the second half. They'll go from their own 31. Wilson, laser beam down the field. Oh, what a catch by Montague! Over his head, and he hauls it in into Vancouver territory at the 41-yard line.
Those are those out routes that have been killing every team in the league so far. And, you know, once again, just look at him off the line. With that one cut, that 1 degree of separation was all he needed to get in a position to make that grab.
Man, I tell you, Kyler Murray for the Vancouver defense has been everywhere. He's been run blitzing. He's been in coverage. He's made a couple of big tackles. He almost had an interception in the first half. He is the defensive MVP so far for the Vancouver Legion.
He actually did get an interception in the first
Oh, right,
half.
he did get an interception in the first half. So, yeah, definitely MVP so far. But not on that play. Here's Mexico City in Vancouver territory. Wilson fires outside. Wide open is K.L. Barrett. He picks up 11 yards to the Vancouver 30 and takes another move of the chains. And the message from Ramos Lynn at halftime in the locker room must have been,
well, there's a challenge,
a challenge. They're challenging it. I heard some calls for a challenge from the crowd. I didn't think they'd actually do it. Second challenge of the game for the Vancouver coaching staff. They won the potential fumble in the first half, and now they're going to challenge that Barrett was out of bounds. Let's take another look.
Let's see where he is. I'm going to say that's in bounds. That was just 1 foot, but that's all you need in this league.
And let's see. Handy Hamilton wins a second challenge in a row.
That actually surprises me,
Yeah.
considering how I saw that the other foot actually came down, and all you need is one.
It's karma for Cade Stevens at last year's convention. That's what I'm putting it down to.
Little karmic justice for Cade Stevens. I understand. I get
And
it
it's
now.
going to force a 2nd down and 10. And a handoff to Bentley. Bentley tried to get to the outside, but the defenses swarmed him and prevented him from getting anywhere. Good tackle by Mark Lopez. The safeties are getting involved in the run defense, and that's when you know you've got a good defensive setup.
Oh, yeah, when you're able to actually send one and still have every receiver covered down the field, you know you have a great secondary. But on that play, I feel like Ray Bentley just cut. He had the good idea of cutting, but he cut to the wrong side.
Now 3rd and 9, Wilson alone in the backfield, 4 receivers. He's going to go over the middle. He's going to make a catch, and Mike Daggs powers forward for a 1st down.
That's one strength that a tight end has over any receiver for the most part, is the ability to push the pile, gain some tough yards.
He broke through about 3 white jerseys there to get the 3 yards he needed to move the chains. The Mexico City drive survives. They're at the Vancouver 30. Wilson going to throw to Bentley out of the backfield. He's got some room to run. He's got a spin move to take him past Murray, but he will not get past the 2nd defender.
Tackled that time by Parker Peters.
Linebacker fading over. I thought it was Peters who originally was going to be the first man to contact, and Murray was like, "No, I got this." And then 3rd time's the charm on spin moves around Murray for Ray Bentley. So that's the first time he's gotten around him this game. He got 7 yards out of it. 2nd down and 3. 9 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter. Wilson's going to throw to Bentley again. This time with some work to do, and he's going to. Oh, he's going to do it according to the refs. Cries of short from the crowd, and he's. Oh, he is short. I thought he moved the chains originally. That was my bad. It's going to be 3rd down and 1.
No, the knee came down before you were able to apply forward progress, and when that happens, you're going to have to mark him down where he was.
This could be a Bentley special, but no, it's Wilson going to throw out to Bentley, but he's got blockers in front of him. Plenty of room down to the 10 and down out the 10-yard line. That is a run swing pass worked to perfection in a short yardage situation.
When you're in the red zone like this, plays like this will become your bread and butter. You need to start pushing downfield any way you can safely without testing the teeth of this dangerous secondary.
Offset eye behind Wilson, 1st and goal from just inside the 10-yard line for Mexico City on this, their first drive of the 2nd half. Wilson fires, end zone, caught! Richard Montague put it on the board. Mexico City advances their lead on a laser beam throw by the Hall of Famer Matt Wilson.
I thought for a second that was going to hit the ground. Just look at it again right here. Pressure in his face. The ball was so close to the ground. He had to squat down low like he does before the game, the workout. But sometimes that's why you got to work on them squats. You got to get down low.
Montague's thighs are going to be sore after the game, but he put 6 points up there for his team. And now Cole Varner, to make it official, is going to go on for the extra point. And it's going to be good. This has been some game so far. Mexico City finally has an extensive drive. Their first one of the game. They go all the way down the field and score. It's now 21-13, and Vancouver has to respond or risk getting this game getting out of hand a little bit.
They definitely have the weapons to do it. I haven't seen too much from Hearn since the first half, and I feel like if you really want to put pressure against Mexico City's defense, you might want to get your own tight end involved.
Jacobson takes a knee on the kickoff. Vancouver will start at the 20. Yeah, I agree. We haven't seen much of Craig Hearn, and early on in the game, a lot of their big chunk plays were to the Moose. I think he got lost in the woods a little bit. He needs to get back on the field in this second half. First time the Vancouver offense will touch the ball in the second half of the ball game with 7:59 to go, third quarter. Pepper, one-handed catch by the fullback out on the far side of the field, and he picks up 9 yards.
This is a little bit of skill right there by Brick Wall. They didn't have bricks for hands on that play. He was sure-handed right there with his one-handed grab.
They fooled the entire defense. They sent Suda Nakai one way and then threw the other way. And sometimes that's all you need to do is a little bit of sleight of hand, a little misdirection. They get 9 yards on the first play. Here's offset eye on 2nd and 1. This might be an Nakai special to get the first down here. Pepper going to throw. Pepper going to throw to Nakai, who's got plenty of space and blockers, and he cuts back inside, and he makes a smother move, and he gets past the 50-yard line into Oh, no, he's barely going to be short. He's going to be still in Vancouver territory at the 47-yard line, but Sudo Nakai putting on the moves here in the second half.
Basically just sashayed around him. Let's look at it again right here. Just cut him up like sashimi. Hit him up with the sushi right there. Got to first down.
Sudo putting on tap shoes and tiptoeing around the Mexico City defense. First down and more. Vancouver will get up to their own 47-yard line.
Cut him up like Benihana. I need some after this game.
First and 10 from the 47, and Mexico City jumps. It's a free play, but they're handed off to Nakai, and Nakai gets stuffed in the backfield. It is not going to matter because they're going to gain 5 yards. Second time the offensive line has jumped today. That's Guapo Esteban, the rookie, with a little bit of a rookie mistake.
Well, sometimes it happens when you're overeager. You want to make a play. I say this every week to all these rookie defensive linemen. They always want to try to make a big play. They have these high motors. They have high energy. They want to do something. And sometimes they just jump too soon. Not used to these quarterback cadences.
First down and 5. Pepper hands off to Nakai. Nakai runs around the outside, then cuts back inside into the teeth of the Mexico City defense. Will get 2 of the 5 yards needed for a first down. Brought down there by the Mexico City linebacking corps. Nick Daggs was there. Now on 2nd and 3. Will they go back to Nakai or to the air? Let's see. They go to the air. Pepper to Nakai. They leave him wide open, and he's going to pick up the first down and more and continue blazing a trail into Mexico City territory down to the 37-yard line.
And he's been the key weapon in this drive so far. Just look at him again. When you leave him open, there's no defenders in the flat. So if you just see him, you might as well just keep going too.
6 minutes and counting left in the third quarter. It's gone pretty quickly, only 1 possession each side, as both teams have kept the ball well. They've run the ball efficiently and made the passes when they count. Here's Pepper again to Nakai on the out route, and he had a blocker there, but he ran straight into the back of him, and he'll get 6 yards on the play.
Yeah, that seems to be one thing I do notice about him is that sometimes there's just some decisions that he makes that I don't agree with, and that'll come with time. You know, running back vision gets better with time and with season. So
And again, he's a rookie, 9th pick overall in the draft that fell to Vancouver. Here's again, he's going to get another pass out of the backfield. He's going to pick up another first down. Second verse, same as the first on this drive, as Pablo Zamora prevents any further damage down the field.
That right there, just look at that other pancake block right there down the bottom of the screen. Those are the blocks that seal the edge that help Nakai get down the field.
As Tom Pepper goes for over 200 yards in the game, 209 at this point. And, you know, how many of those are just give the ball to Shooter Nakai and let him do the rest? Pepper throws to the end zone. Caught! Touchdown! Put it on the board. Rich Pratchard behind the defense, and Vancouver's right back in it, and he does a little shimmy in the end zone.
And sometimes that's all you need. You need to put the defense to sleep sometimes so you can wake them up with a big play. And that right there, Rich Pratchard showing us the moves right there in the end zone. Cam's showing us how it's done.
It looks like
here
Cameron Irvine's bowling. Looks like Cameron Irvine's bowling style last night. They're going for two. Here we go. Pepper to the back of the end zone. Knocked away. They are not going to get the 2-point conversion. Fran Ogawa in the mix. They only get 6 on the play. They're down, or up rather, to 19, and now behind by 3.
I did agree with the play call there to go for it because the difference between a point and 2 is, it's still the difference of just a field goal. So trying to tie the game is more important. So I understand what they did there.
Yeah. And it prevents Mexico City from potentially making it a 2-score game with a field goal again. So
that was the intention there, but you know, that goal line fade has not often worked for Vancouver.
And Fran Ogawa, to his credit, was all over the receiver. I couldn't even see his number. He was so well covered. Now 1st and 10 for Mexico City as they start the next drive. Exactly 5 minutes to go, and it's a throw out to the fullback. And they're trying to copy Vancouver with the fullback tosses here. But it does get them 6 yards.
This seems to be the new wave in the league ever since Sioux Falls started the trend of these swing passes to these running backs. They started it with Colin Hart, and now you're seeing it all around the league. Vancouver uses it to good effect. Mexico City, as you see here, other teams across the league use it to good effect as well. Tulsa. You're going to start seeing defenses try to cover the flats more if this keeps up.
They've turned Swing City into Swing World. Here is Bentley, and an ankle tackle is not going to bring him down, but he is crushed short of the line to gain by Mark Lopez.
Not only that, we are worldwide here in the SFL. We bring this up. We have a team from Canada today, Mexico City, just obviously from Mexico. We have a team in London. So that,
How long before a team, in Japan or China or Australia? Who knows?
Well, who knows? We'll see.
3rd down and 1 for Mexico City. Handoff, Bentley, he's going to get that easily up to the Mexico City 40. And move the chains, extend the drive. The clock is going to run down under 4 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter.
So at this point in the game for Mexico City, you have to understand you probably have to be in the 4-minute offense for the rest of the game. You want to just manage the clock. You want to make sure that Vancouver does not hit the field again. And you just need to manage the game. And you have one of the best managers in the league right here.
Ray Bentley hurdles the defender who is on the ground, only picks up 1. And I'm assuming you were going to finish that sentence by saying Matt Wilson.
Yes, I was. But at the same time, you can also manage the game very well with Ray Bentley.
2nd down and 9. 7-man front for Vancouver. How many will they bring? They're going to bring all of them. Ray Bentley splits the middle and goes up and gets 10 yards and a first down across the 50-yard line to the Vancouver 49. That's what happens when you give him room to run up the middle. He goes from 0 to top speed in no time at all.
Just look at it again. That right there is the... Sometimes you overcommit on plays on the defensive line, and you just have a little bit too much force on the offensive line there. You actually just end up taking them down, but you don't end up getting to the backfield in the backfield that way. And that's what happens sometimes. I see it on some plays, and that was why Ray Bentley was able to get the first down.
Here's Bentley again. Bentley moving through again, and he almost gets past Lopez, who was having none of it with the spin move. And Bentley definitely showing faster than 6.1840 speed on the last 2 plays.
Yes. We have it on tape, so.
2nd and 3. Wilson over the middle, almost intercepted. Gus Schultz almost wasn't expecting the ball to come his way because he just sort of stuck an arm out there and batted the ball down.
Yeah, but he's one of the premier center fielders out there in the secondary. As a free safety, he's able to just track down it. As you said, he wasn't even really paying attention to that play, and he just does it with like most relative ease, the greatest of ease. He just tracks down these balls every play.
3rd and 3. Wilson going to go to the air. Wilson going to go over the middle, and Montague is there. Oh, no, that's not Montague. Forgive me, that's Jaime Hernandez again making the catch. And now that I have a little bit of a break in the action, he's not on camera right now, but we have Hall of Famer Thomas Paternity just joined us in the house. We've got all of the SFL elite joining us in Atlanta this weekend. First down and 10 for the Vancouver 32. Another long drive for Mexico City here in the second half. Another pitch over the middle. Pitch and catch, easy as you like. 10 yards, first down. And it's, wow.
I'm Hernandez
It's
again.
Hernandez again.
Yeah.
It's 2 straight plays. The defense is covering higher priority targets, and he's burned them for 20 yards in the last 2 plays.
Not only that, but earlier in the first quarter, he was also one of the key receivers there on a big 20-yard passing play. So 40 yards today for a receiver who normally doesn't catch them.
Bentley out of the backfield, blocker in front of him, makes a good block. Bentley to the corner, he shakes a tackle, and he's into the end zone. Is he into the end zone? Yes, he is. Put it on the board. 3 touchdowns. It's a hat trick for Bentley, and Mexico City extends the lead.
Yeah, 3 touchdowns today. Ain't nice anymore. It's 70 touchdowns in his career, but look at it again. Seals the edge right there with that block. And you know when it's just 1-on-1 right there, you know that he's going to win that every time.
Shouting out tackle Daniel Martinez with a huge block on the sideline to spring Bentley to race down the field, and there was no stopping the man, the myth, the legend. That is Ray Bentley, and here's Cole Varner on for yet another extra point. That's all he has had to do today, and I'm sure he's perfectly okay with it.
I mean, who knows? There's still a lot of time left in this game. He might come up later. There's still a lot of time, and Vancouver's very well capable of going down the field just as fast.
Mexico City extends the lead. It's 28-19. This is the SFL presented by APM Music on Twitch and live from the SFL convention. Stay with us as the kickoff goes 6 yards deep in the end zone and a knee is taken. Vancouver will come out to their own 20-yard line. We raced through the first 5 or 6 minutes of the first half, and now it seemed to have slowed down a little bit, where we've got 1:13 to go in the third quarter. And Vancouver now needs to pick up the tempo. They've been the team slowing it down all game, trying to run clock, but now they're behind, and now they've got to push the pace. Pepper throws over the middle, in soft zone. That pass is complete. Give 11 yards completion to Brandon Jacobson.
But it's not entirely wrong to lull the defense a bit. That's what they did on their last drive. They had them in a false sense of security, and then they finally unleashed the deep strike that got them into the end zone. if that's been working for them all day so far, they just haven't been a little lucky here and there in a couple of drives. If they just keep this pace, they could just get back in the game.
Under a minute now, 42 seconds of the snap. Pepper to Nakai. Nakai gets a block. Nakai almost spins around a defender.
When you're at this position in the game and the score is actually close and you have things that have been working, like, let's look at it again right here. These swing passes that come out to the outside here, you get the blocks that seal the edge, you get them frequently enough and consistently enough. You know that this is the style of offense that's been working. All they have to do is make sure that they end every drive of the score, and they have to get key stops on defense.
15 seconds to go and counting in the third quarter. Second down and 4. Pepper to Nakai again. Nakai running the wrong way. Shakes a tackle, but is forced out of bounds. He will pick up 1 and stop the clock with 9 seconds to go in the third quarter.
Even these 9 seconds are very important here. When we get down to this point in the game, you know there's a stop coming when the quarter change happens. The time is actually still rolling.
Time is still rolling here, and it will run to the end of the third quarter. 4's up in the chat, and here in the SFL convention, we've got 11 minutes to go. It's Aztecs 28, it's Legion 19. We'll be right back. This is the SFL, presented by APM Music on Twitch. Stay with us.
That struck me as a...
This morning, Simulation Football League broadcast on Twitch is presented by Nation's Best Football, helping NFL, college, high school, and youth players help hashtag secure the bag. By ScoreStream, official live scoring app of the SFL. By Sector 6, custom esports jerseys and apparel, and the exclusive SFL shop provider. By Spygoat, dedicated to the craft of audio. And aerial shots all throughout the season are brought to you by AirViews, united by drone. Visit airviews.com, that's AIRVUZ.com, to see more drone footage. And we're back for the fourth quarter. Michael Torello, Levant Mercer, an amazing crowd here in Atlanta, are ready for the final 11 minutes. And Vancouver facing an immediate threat. A 3rd down and 3. Pepper to Nakai. He's got space. He doesn't get there. Amazing closing speed from Fran Ogawa makes it a 4th and 1 at their own 41-yard line.
The one time that they weren't able to seal the edge for him was the time that they didn't need it to happen, because that right there, that gave him the time that gave Fran Ogawa the time to get there and get to the ball carrier.
Great closing speed, though, by the cornerback as he eventually got up almost to the line of scrimmage to make the tackle. And the punt is away from Johnson. Skaggs takes it to the 27.
Something I wanted to get to earlier was I found it kind of strange that there was runoff after the play, because we know that the clock was stopped before the fourth quarter began, but then the runoff came as soon as they got back onto the field.
Well, it's water under bridge now. We're in the fourth quarter with 10 minutes and 24 seconds to go, and the Mexico City offense up by 9 and back on the field. Here is Wilson to Bentley. Bentley with a blocker, and the block fails, but Bentley still got through, and it gets 9 yards. 2nd down and 1. Clock continues to run at 10:15 and counting.
Well, that's the difference there, is that as long as the block is set, I mean, that's sometimes all you need. You don't have to hold it for very long when you have someone like Bentley in the backfield.
Now they're gonna, it's a 1st down on a misplay. Wilson going long, it's knocked away. I mean, take your shot, but you had a free play, you're gonna have a free 1st down, as it's the first false start on the Vancouver side, encroachment on Vancouver side of the ball game. Mexico City will get a fresh set of downs.
I think that's a bit of the jitters there. When it comes to games like this, scores close, and it's in the fourth quarter, it's tight, and you get nervous out there, and sometimes you just make more mistakes.
And I think you can see the Vancouver defense tiring just a little bit on consecutive plays when they have to defend, Bentley or Daggs down the field. And Matt Wilson is gonna take advantage of that if you give him time, like Vancouver just did on that last play. First and 10 from their own 41, 9:52 to go in the ball game. Wilson, plenty of time over the middle, complete to Daggs. He has 2 catches in the game, and he gets 5 yards. Mike Daggs, ladies and gentlemen, he's in the back. He's in the back of the room. You can kind of see him on camera. But again, 5-yard pickup over the middle of the field. Clock continues to run. I know there's still 9:28 to go, but with how long possessions have been taking here in the second half, there could only be 2 or 3 more possessions of the game. Here's Bentley. Oh, and he spin moves around one defender, picks up a first down up to the Vancouver 44-yard line. Matakanaka eventually brings him down, but more time off the clock for Mexico City.
Starting to see why I keep calling for defenses to have someone in the flats there. You can't keep expecting linebackers coming out from odd pursuit angles, like as you saw there, Caden Carter came directly just straight across, didn't change his pursuit angle and got moved out of the way with that spin move simply because of the route he took to the ball carrier.
Yeah, and by the time he got to where he expected to be, he was already by him. Wilson, down the field, caught! K.L. Barrett breaks the tackle and gets inside the 10! Right when they lull you to sleep, that's when they hit you with the left hook. And K.L. Barrett is inside the red zone.
Both teams have been pretty similar on offense so far, and that right there is just very unfortunate right there for Vancouver, if you're Vancouver. But for Mexico City, you just have to be lucky and just count your lucky stars that defender did not get a hand to the ball. He threaded the needle right in between 2 defenders.
Here's Wilson, first and goal from the 6, a chance kind of to put this game away. He steps into the pocket, pressure in his face, to the end zone, it's caught! Touchdown, put it on the board, it's the fullback, Andres Tovar!
It's actually very interesting that they put him out wide like that. You don't often see fullbacks be put out wide. They had faith in the fullback, and he repaid them with a touchdown. I wish I could repay my debts that way, but I can't.
Sometimes faith is all you need in the fullback. He's been thrown to twice and got 2 passes, so he's 2 for 2. You can't doubt the math on that one as Mexico City extends their lead as Cole Varner attempts to pick the extra point. It's up and good. And it's 35-19, and Vancouver really in a hole now.
Well, to offer some words of encouragement, they've had a decent enough game early on where they were just able to manage the game, get down the field, and come up with a couple of scores. Now it's come to the time where Tom Pepper has to get out of the game manager mode because he's way behind now and just needs to take control of this team and go down the field and get some points.
I think 90, or no, not 90, but like 60% of his passes have been in the flat to Sununakai today. And yes, they've worked in the system that they've set up, but now the system's out the window. You're down by 2 scores in the fourth quarter. You need to go down the field, and they've got 5 wide plus the tight end on 1st and 10. They hurt us down there on the field. They're going for it. Here's Pepper. Oh, the defensive line lets him down, and he's going to take a sack back at the 12-yard line.
That right there is just a train that just absolutely could not be stopped. Moises Avila with the sack just came right through. He was not tricked by the quarterback evade move and just punched right through his gut there.
Avila came right through the offensive line like a freight train. Choo-choo. He pulls the conductor's horn afterwards. 2nd down and 18 after the loss of 8. Vancouver really in a hole now. Pepper across the middle, floats it up, caught by Jacobson.
An interesting note about Avila last week is against the Pharaohs. He actually caught an interception and went all the way down the field for the score.
Yeah, one of the plays of the week, no doubt about it, and he makes another big play here. They got back to the original line of scrimmage, got the 8 yards back. Now it's 3rd and 10 from the 20. 4-man front, and everybody else deep. Pepper over the middle, caught. Jacobson! The non-contracts are having a show today. It's the fullback for Mexico City. It's Jacobson for Vancouver. And it's a 1st down, and they get out of a 2nd down and 18 and extend the drive.
And when you're in a situation like this, you got to put faith in whoever's open.
They're going to stay with a pass-heavy formation, 4 wide. Only Nakai alone in the backfield, and he'll probably go out for a pass as well. 1st and 10 at the Vancouver 32, 6:45 to go. Over the middle, tipped away. Great play there on the back end by Nick Daggs. Got his hand up there and knocked the ball away. And lucky that he did too, because the receiver was wide open behind him.
Well, that's a bit of his pedigree as a safety. He was the safety that for most of his time in Mexico City. He was moved to linebacker after Jack Brown left to Charleston, and as he's taking up the coverage linebacker role very well there for Mexico City.
Pepper alone in the backfield, 2nd down and 10. He's going to throw to the far side of the field, and it's knocked away. Han Tayumi has had a monster game, both defending passes and stopping runs today. And he makes it a 3rd down and 10 situation.
Like, just looking at it again, he just has his number. Look at it. He's right in front of the receiver the whole time, and that's exactly where you need to be as a defender. As long as you have him stuck close, you're ahead of him the whole time, you have him locked down.
And that's Suda Nakai out there running a corner route. And, he's a power back, not really used that way most often. So good defense by Tayumi and the Aztecs. 3rd down and 10. It's got to go now. Here we go. Over the middle. Caught! And 1st down, Richard Montague up to the Vancouver 47. Another clutch play for the Vancouver offense.
Here's Pepper again, just throws it over to Pratchard for the 1st down. This is what Vancouver really needs to do, is just keep generating that pressure.
Thank you for correcting me there. That was Rich Pratchard who made the catch, not Richard Montague. They wear the same number. Now 1st down for the Vancouver 47. Pepper in trouble, and down he goes. Ripped to the ground by Moises Avila. He has 2 sacks on this drive.
And he's been turning up in the 4th quarter. Late in this game here, just gets his arm right under the guard and right into Pepper.
That was borderline a high hit, maybe a horse collar tackle or a face mask in there, but he kept his arms below the shoulders. Good tackling from Avila. 2nd down and 17. Now, Vancouver recovered from a 2nd down and 18 earlier in the drive after an Avila sack, so let's see how they get along this time. 5:40 and counting. And here's the snap. Pepper short drop over the middle. That's Jacobson, and he gets all the yards back, +1, an 8-yard gain. It'll set up 3rd down and 9, and the crowd mentions we have seen this before earlier on in the drive. Let's see if Vancouver can pull another one out of the fire. Pepper under center. 2 receivers each side. Here's the snap. Short drop over the middle. And it's Jacobson again. And he dropped the pass. It's incomplete. He almost had the 1st down. He had the correct yardage. Just couldn't hold on to the ball. And Pablo Zamora is injured on the play. That could be huge for Mexico City when Vancouver has to throw deep in the 4th quarter.
Right, it seemed like he got hurt in the process of the tackle. He got tackled there, and I guess he just kind of just cricked his neck as he led with his head on that tackle, and it's unfortunate to see that.
Almost a blocked punt, but it is away from Johnston. Daggs makes a spin move, gets out to the 23-yard line. 5 minutes and 2 seconds left, and if Mexico City can do what they've done all second half here, Vancouver may have to be in a situation where they have to burn their timeouts at the end of this drive.
Right, but they have the tools to get down and pressure the quarterback, and that's what they're going to need to do on this drive. They really need to get into Matt Wilson's head.
Do not let the Hall of Famer, number 12, get in a rhythm here. Here's Wilson, plenty of time to throw out to the near side, and that pass is complete, 5 yards to K.L. Barrett. And the clock does stop as he fell out of bounds, so not the most efficient play for the situation, but it's 5 yards.
Well, we look at it that way now, but if they end up with a score, they might also be trying to get down the field and just try to score again. If they keep widening the gap like they did against New Orleans last week, that's another way to handle the situation.
Offset eye, only one receiver out there. It's going to be a throw to Bentley. Bentley a first down. Bentley more than a first down. Bentley almost 20 yards up to the Mexico City 40-yard line. It took the third Vancouver defender in line to bring him down.
Just look at it again here. I mean, this time the linebackers were able to pursue the ball carrier. They took a good angle and made sure that he didn't get any further than he did.
4 minutes, 53 seconds. The clock does stop as Bentley was forced out of bounds. Mexico City 1st and 10 at their own 40. Offset eye, no receivers out wide. Everybody on the offensive line. Wilson got to throw to Bentley. He's got blockers in front of him. He fumbled the football, and it's still on the ground, and it's picked up by Vancouver. Vancouver takes the football away. Unreal turn of events here. It's Manakanaka.
And it was recovered by Russ Snow, who was just giving hope back to Vancouver. He took a little weird angle to the ball there. Jog took his time, just made sure that it was safe to dive on it.
Well, still in the ball game with 4:45 to go. Most importantly, Vancouver doesn't have to burn any timeouts. They've still got all three. If they can put a quick drive together, then they can go into defensive mode again. Pepper, short drop over the middle, and Jacobson has the ball bounce off his shoulder, and it's incomplete. He's 5 of 7, but he's dropped his last 2 in a row.
And at this point, you just got to start considering to throw your better weapons on offense. You might need to get Pratchard involved again, throw it to Killian, like I mentioned at the top of the half. Throw it to Hearn more. Hearn got a lot of big plays in the first quarter.
I don't think Hearn's touched the ball in the second half. Pepper, 7-step drop, pressure in his face, throws, intercepted, and here he goes, down the sideline, Mexico City, 30, 20, down the sideline, 10, nobody's gonna catch him, put it on the board, Hantayumi, nail in the coffin for Mexico City.
And that right there probably seals this game shut. Signed, sealed, and delivered. Hit as he thrown right at Tayumi, and there was nothing you could do about that. The last defender was the last player capable of even tackling him on this play was an offensive lineman. That's just not what you want to see.
Yep. And Ray Bentley's probably going to get player of the game. He deserves player of the game. But my personal player of the game is definitely Hantayumi, and that solidifies it with that pick six to basically end this ball game. It's after this extra point, it'll be 42-19. It's a 3-possession game.
Yeah, he's had a couple of tackles. He's deflected passes on key third down situations, and he's otherwise just been he's had a very great game so far.
The extra point is up and good, so it is Mexico City 42, Vancouver 19, and the score on the board really doesn't reflect how the game has been. It's been close on the field. Vancouver dominated the first half stat-wise, but in the second half, Mexico City, they showed their poise, they showed their experience. They only have one rookie on the entire roster, and they've come out, and it's going to be a gutsy victory to start off Convention Day 2.
Yeah, they've really picked it up in the fourth quarter, and you can't just play 3 quarters of football. I mean, Mexico City has been firing on all cylinders all game long, and I think that's been the key difference for them.
Now it's all-out throw the ball down the field mode if it wasn't before for the Legion. 4 minutes, 25 seconds to go. Pepper pressured, throws to Nakai. Nakai loses a yard and goes out of bounds. He's caught by Matt Wilson on the sideline to prevent him falling over. So good guy Wilson, but I guess it's kind of easier to do that when you're up 42-19.
Well, we have to understand that Mexico City is also a very classy organization. You don't get into many scuffles or scruples with people. So I don't think they wouldn't be the person to just push Nakai down when they get to the sideline. I think that's not just Matt Wilson. I think that's just how the whole organization is.
Here's 2nd and 11. Pepper, 7-step drop, fires down the middle of the field into double coverage, and it's knocked away. It was intended for Craig Hearn. They've gone back to him, but maybe not the right read as both safeties were on it.
Well, they've been dropping deep into coverage all game long, and now that the score is what it is, and you're trying to push the envelope here, you just know that they're going to be all over it. When you have 5 members of the secondary down deep every play, there's just not a lot of ways to put the ball.
There's not a lot of options except throw the ball down the field, and as you can see with the defensive setup for Mexico City, they've pretty much dropped everybody that's not a corner or a lineman. Pepper pumps, throws, and he completes the pass for, let's give him 16, 17 yards. Brett Killian makes another catch, and they'll go up-tempo with just over 4 minutes to go. Pepper, again, over the middle, intended for Killian, and it's knocked away. Pablo Zamora will not return to the game. As you said, he went in head first and has broken the nose, but the SFL doctors will get him fixed up and back on the field for Mexico City's next game.
Just have him wear one of those face masks that those players in the NBA wear. They just have one of those. Just put one of those on him. He'll be fine.
Miami Heat era LeBron James. Pepper pressure throws near side. Oh, caught 1-on-1 for 12 yards.
Pratcher's had himself a bit of a day there. As you see his stats, 7 receptions for 92 yards. Pepper's been under pressure all fourth quarter, and he's been able to get these balls off. And that's been an attribution to how he's developed as a quarterback. He used to be taking those sacks every time. Now he gets the ball out, gets those completions. Good play by Pepper.
1st and 10 at the Vancouver 47, approaching midfield. 3:55 to go in the game. Pepper short over the middle. That's Jacobson. Jacobson gets 9 yards. They favored that route today, and most of the time it's worked out, but in the clutch situations, it didn't, with 2 drops in a row to end back-to-back drives. Here is Pepper to the high. 1st down and more, tackled by Nick Daggs. The up-tempo continues here for Vancouver, but they're still going short, 10 or less yard pass plays with 3:25 to go. And it's another flare out to Nakai. This time he's got nowhere to go. Tackled inbounds for no gain. Still at the Mexico City 38-yard line. The up-tempo continues. The Mexico City defense continues to be all over it. Pepper again to Nakai. Again behind the line of scrimmage. This time he eventually gets out of bounds for a 3-yard gain. But nothing else.
We saw that a bit with Vancouver last season as well. They get into these situations when they start to throw to Sanchez, and then they just didn't get it going sometimes. And I guess we're starting to see it again. We've lost all the momentum so far, and you're starting to see some of the things that have happened to them over the course of the past couple of seasons.
3:07 left. 3rd and 7 from the Mexico City 36-yard line. Not even quite in field goal range yet. Pepper underhand throw over the middle. That pass is caught. And a good catch there in traffic. Tavon Boyd makes the catch, extends the play. Still in the no-huddle offense. Here's Nakai to the near side part of the field this time. He's going to get 4 yards before he's wrapped up and taken down. I heard somebody in the crowd say Nakai's gassed, and yeah, he is. He wasn't even making a spin move, but there's a pass to Brett Killian over the middle down to the 10. As they quickly come to the line, Killian the last to get set on the far side. Pepper over the middle, incomplete. It was knocked away at the very last second by Kevin Champion. It was indeed intended for Collins. Now it's 2nd and goal. The clock stops. They can settle back, draw up a play to get into the end zone.
And that's been one of the difficulties Vancouver's been having, is that they've been throwing. When they've been able to get it to their star receivers, they've been able to drive down the field, but when they've been covered and they have to rely on the others, that's what happens. They tend to drop those balls.
2nd and goal. Pepper, end zone, caught, touchdown, put it on the board, Vancouver. It's Craig Hearn. The Moose is loose.
That right there, just tight ends in the red zone. You know those are big targets, and that's a key play right there to get them back into this game.
Well, back into this game may be a bit of an overstatement. It is now 25-41, pending the extra point.
Crazier things have happened.
Yes, crazier things have happened. I think Mexico City and San Antonio season 9. We all remember that play, or the last, 5 minutes of that game where about 35 points were scored. So crazier things have happened, but in my opinion, I don't think it's in Vancouver's offensive scheme to put those plans into motion. Onside kick, though. Vancouver needs this to stay alive in the ball game with 2:21 to go. It's down. It's into the hands of Mexico City. And the Aztecs will keep the ball inside Vancouver territory at the 38. They're only about 5 or 6 yards from field goal range. And that should do it. They'll just run out the last 2 minutes and 20 seconds of clock.
I'm not so sure with 2 minutes and 20 to
And
go.
plus 3 timeouts,
Plus 3 timeouts that you should have gone for the onsides there. I think they were just being a little too cute with that one.
Here's a handoff to Ray Bentley. He gets hung up by his own lineman a little bit. He had a clear hole to run through, but he couldn't get past his own line. 76 yards for Bentley on the day, but 2 touchdowns. That's only rushing for Ray Bentley. He's caught a fair bit of passes out of the backfield as well. We have reached the 2-minute warning. Mexico City 42, Vancouver 26. And that's Estadio Azteca in Mexico City, Mexico. And also live at the SFL convention in Atlanta, Georgia. This is the SFL presented by APM Music on Twitch. Stay with us, and also stay with us for the entire slate of games we've got going on today. I think 5 on the docket, including the SFL's 1,000th game this evening between Baltimore and Carolina. That'll be Charles Doherty on the call as the pass is incomplete, intended for Montague, as Lopez knocked it away. Yes, we have Cameron Irvine, Charles Doherty on the call for that one. That's coming up tonight. Be sure to check the SFL Alerts tab in Discord for all of the information and join us throughout the day. And tomorrow, there's 4 games tomorrow as well, and we'll be watching here in Atlanta and around the world. 3rd down and 6 for Mexico City. They may gain almost nothing from this onside kick here if they go 3 and out. Wilson over the middle, incomplete as the receiver got popped. Unreal, as Ace Ebb was the intended target. And he got blown up over the middle. It's going to be 4th and 6. And is Cole Varner out on the field, or are they going to punt it away? They are going to.
I feel like
go for the 50-yard field goal from Cole Varner.
It's definitely within his range. He's hit several from this range before. He's hit 2 last season from exactly 50, and a couple from 51.
Kick on the way. It is good! Right down Main Street from Big 5-0, and Cole Varner extends the lead. It's 45-26. The man can't miss. Like, he's been automatic pretty much.
He's been automatic for the past couple of seasons, and when you have him down at like 50, 51, 52 yards, he's still able to hit those. He's probably one of the few kickers, if not the only kicker in this league that could do that with the greatest of ease.
If you've got 15 back there, you're guaranteed at least 3 points if you get down below the 35-yard line. But that's Mexico City, one of Mexico City's great strengths as an organization. They've got a whole bunch of other ones. They're 99.9% likely at this point to move to 2-1 on the season. They'll bounce back from their opening week loss and win 2 on the bounce against New Orleans and Vancouver. And the Legion will go to 1-2, and they'll try to rebound next week and continue their hunt to get to the playoffs once again. 1st and 10 for Vancouver from their own 22, a minute 43 to go. Pepper, incomplete. He led the receiver too far. That was Rich Pratchard. You should see his numbers on the screen. 7 for 12.
As much as I don't want to say this, I think at this point in the game, he's just been breaking down. His mechanics has been breaking down. His passes have been more errant, and they haven't been reaching their targets.
Yeah, it feels like the Legion ran out of steam before Mexico City did. That's pretty much what I took from the second half, because the first half was very competitive. The third quarter was very competitive, but the fourth quarter was dominated by the red, green, and white. As Pepper dumps it off to Nakai, a lot of work to do, does not do it. As he loses a yard back to the 22-yard line, it's going to be 3rd and 11. Vancouver calls their first timeout. We'll do some more chat shout-outs one more time before we end this one here for all of the people watching on Twitch. We'll get to that after this play. There's a 3rd down at 11. Pepper to Nakai, and Nakai tries to turn the corner. He makes a spin move and almost gets there, but there were enough green jerseys in the area to bring down the running back for Vancouver. And that'll end the drive, 4th and 2, unless they decide to go for it. Here are your chat shout-outs. And we'll get to the chat shout-outs maybe after the punt. Levant, I kind of tried to sum it up a little bit, but sum up this game, you know, in a sentence or two, and the last minute 29 kick off the clock here. I'll let you do that. After this 4th down and 2, they go to the far side, and it's cut by Brett Killian, 1st down, as Vancouver converts on the 4th. The Legion keep the drive going to the 30.
If I was to summarize this game in just a sentence or two, I feel like what I would say is you just can't play just a quarter or a half of football. You have to play a full game of football, and I feel like that was really the key.
Oh, well, they're going to Mexico City has kept the flag. Ramos Lynn has kept the flag in the pocket all game, and now at the very end of the game on 4th and 2, he's in bounds. He got 2 feet down when you need 1. Andy Hamilton, for what it's worth, has a hat trick of challenge wins. Has a hat trick of challenge wins today. And Vancouver keeps the ball, continues the drive. A minute 29 to go. Or 27 to go. They let 2 seconds run off the clock.
Ray Bentley mentioned the 3 challenges, and he's had 3 touchdowns in this game.
Pepper to Nakai. Running far side. He's going to be tackled after a gain of 6 yards. And, you know, for what it's worth, they've gotten a lot of usage out of that swing pass to Nakai today. But I guess in the end, if you're down by as many points as they're down by, you can't keep going to it.
Well, if nothing else, they're showing a lot of fight now that they should have earlier in this quarter.
Pepper to a complete receiver as Craig Hearn makes the turn, breaks the tackle, and will get into Mexico City territory at the 36-yard line. They've gone to him twice in the last 3 minutes, but he was missing for most of the rest of the second half.
And I feel like this is really what they needed more out of him today. They just really needed to target him more, needed to get the ball to him more. They went to those other receivers. They dropped those passes. I feel like if they really would have went after him, like, because he was having a great game in the first quarter, that's really what he needed to do.
1st and 10, 36-yard line, over the middle, incomplete. Tried to get it to Hearn again, who didn't make the one-handed catch. Here are your shout-outs that I thought I was going to give to you a couple of plays ago. Denver Nightwings, Direct 900, Tom Rahman 11, XRT Rockstar, KB Kings VDub 5, Gravy 38, and Cheeseburger Rivers, and everybody else watching us on the SFL Network on Twitch. Thank you for tuning in all season long, and I hope you continue to tune in all day long. 1:13 left to go in the ball game. Pepper fires to Nakai, far sideline, room to run, tries to make a move past the defender, and he's tackled inbounds. Great tackle by Ernesto Sanchez, the corner, to keep the clock running. Now we're down under a minute. Pepper again on 3rd and 3 to the near side, left, and it's caught, and down the sideline goes Pratchard, and he's into the end zone. Put it on the board. Rich Pratchard scores with under a minute to go. And Vancouver, yeah, we hear Andy in the background thinking, they're going to rule that one off the board. I think it was out right there.
No, I think he was inbound. I'm going to say that's going to stick. I feel like that's going to stick.
That's close.
That's going to stick. That was a touchdown.
All right, we're going to go with it. R62 says that's a touchdown. And then that's a touchdown. And we officially have a high-scoring game. The score now 45-33.
We also have to give it up to Vancouver, at least for that last drive. They really put up a fight. They really did well on 3rd down situations there. They got the conversion on 4th that really started this drive. I feel like if they would have went to Hearn more earlier in this half, they would have just kept going with what was working. I feel like what you saw just now would have been what they would have been doing.
And it's what they were doing all the first half, too, when it was a one-point game going into the half. As they go for the onside kick again, it is recovered by Mexico City. 50 seconds to go. Vancouver hasn't used the timeout yet. They're down by 12 again, so it's still a 2-possession game. And they are now in the victory formation. They're going to make... Oh, they did use one at the start of the last drive. I had forgotten that they used that timeout. So now they're down to 1 timeout, and that should be ball game.
I feel like that was from one of the lost challenges. I think they had
2nd and 12, another kneel down. Vancouver takes their last timeouts. And, well, they're going to have to kick a field goal. Because there's not enough time to just kneel it down one more.
I actually feel like it would be more proper to just punt the ball away and put them down to their 1.
Yeah, but how often do you see that? And the punter from Mexico City, I don't think we've called his... Well, we called his name once or twice. It's Alex Lopez. And pinning them deep like that, they're going to let the clock run all the way down.
I just think with the lost yardage from all the kneel downs and such, you just know... I guess, for 43-yard line, it may not be in Varner's range anymore.
Well, he hit one from 50 before. Yeah, they're going to do exactly what you thought. They're going to punt it. They're going to try and down him inside the 10 and run the last 10 seconds off of the clock here and complete a convincing victory for the Mexico City Aztecs. It's down to the 10. It's going to go into the end zone, but the clock has hit triple zeros. Applause from the crowd here at the SFL convention. That's the end of the game. Your final score, Aztecs 45, Legion 33. And Levant, let's get your player of the game.
Now this is going to be very tight because I'm thinking it's either going to be between Ray Bentley or Han Tayumi. Or if I could give it to just one side of the ball, I would say if I had to make a choice, it would still be Bentley with those 3 touchdowns. I mean, the difference in this game is with the scoreline, 2 touchdowns, 3 of those came from Bentley. So, I mean, if I have to give it up to just one player, it has to be Bentley.
That's probably true. I still think Han Tayumi deserves it, though. He played a fantastic game at the cornerback spot, a pick 6, multiple passes defended, almost had a couple of more interceptions. He made blitz tackles behind the line for tackles for loss. He was everywhere on the field today at Mexico City. That just about sums up their day. They take it 45-33. So from the SFL convention and Estadio Azteca, I have been Michael Toretto, your play-by-play commentator. My analyst has been Levant Irvine, and we will see you next time.
See ya.